Now see, for last day we discuss about reflexive. First identity relation, then reflexive relation. Now comes symmetry. Symmetric relation. Symmetric relation. What is its definition? If A, B belongs to R, implies B, A belongs to R. If A, B belongs to R, implies B, A belongs to R, then
সে দেখা যাচ্ছে না।
কি কার কার সমস্যা হচ্ছে দেখা না যাওয়ার? হ্যাঁ
স্যার ওই জায়গাটা লাইট বেশি পড়ছে।
হ্যাঁ স্যার
রাইট
দেখা
কর্নার,
যাচ্ছে না।
কর্নার এসে লাইট বেশি পড়ছে স্যার।
কিন্তু দিয়েতে তো আওয়াজ দিয়ে তো ভালোই আসছে দেখছি, কিন্তু আলো তো পড়ার কথা নয়, কারণ আলো তো ওই ডিরেকশনে আসছে, আলোর ডিরেকশনে তো রাখা হয়নি।
না স্যার, আপনার স্যার মুখটাকে স্যার বেশি এই যখন চলে আসছে তখন ওইটা বেশি ব্রাইট হয়ে যাচ্ছে আলোটা।
আচ্ছা আমি সরে গেলাম, ব্যাস আমি তো সমস্যা, আমি সরে যাচ্ছি। যা তোদের যখন এত সমস্যা আমাকে নিয়ে, আমি সরে যাচ্ছি। দাদা
স্যার, সব রেকর্ডিং হচ্ছে স্যার।
এই মা সরি 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 পজ করে কি বলছে, if AB belongs to R implies BA also belongs to R. That is, if 1 2 be an element, then 2 1 must be an element. If 1 4 be an element, then 4 1 also will be an element. In that case, we call the relation as, then R is called symmetry. R is called symmetry. So to examine whether a relation is symmetric or not, we have to examine the AB belongs to R. Does AB belongs to R ensure that BA is also belongs to R? এরকম ধরা যাক একটা রিলেশন আছে 1 2 এর মধ্যে, আমি 1 1 নিলাম, 1 5 নিলাম, 3 2 নিলাম, 5 1 নিলাম, 2 3 নিলাম, 4 1 নিলাম। কিভাবে চেক করি দেখো, 1 1 change the ordered pair, 1 1 belongs to this, remains unaltered. 1 5, if we interchange the position, we get 5 1, yes 5 1 is there. 3 2, if we interchange 3 and 2, we get 2 3, yes 2 3 is there. For 5 1, if we interchange, it is 1 5 already there. 2 3, if we interchange, we will get 3 2, yes 3 2 is there. 4 1, but no 4 1 4, but no 1 4. So this relation is not symmetric. If we omit this 4 1 or add an element 1 4, then it becomes symmetric. So this way we check the symmetricity of a relation. Clear?
স্যার মানে প্রত্যেকটাই থাকতে হবে, কোনো এক্সট্রা কিছু থাকতে পারে না?
না 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 না, এক্সট্রা মানে কি থাকবে, যা থাকবে ওর
মানে স্যার ধরুন এই যে 4 1 1 4
হ্যাঁ।
নেই, সেই কারণে এটা সিমেট্রিক রিলেশন হবে না।
হ্যাঁ 4 1 এর নেই তো 1 4 নেই, this implies this, মানে for all ordered pair, the ordered pair obtained by interchanging the elements will also be an element of the set of the relation, then it is called symmetry. শুধু 4 1 এর ছিল, সেই জন্য এটা হয়নি। একটা অর্ডার, তুমি যদি একটা অর্ডার পেয়ার বের করো, now from the definition it is clear that identity relation are is symmetric. So identity relation was reflexive, identity relation is symmetric also. Now comes transitive. Transitive, a relation is called transitive if AB, BC belongs to R, implies AC belongs to R. For example, if we observe that 2, 5 is there, 5, 7 is there, and 2, 7 is also there. 2, 5 is there in R, 5, 7 is in R, and if you find that 2, 7 is also in R, then it may be transitive. Why I call it maybe? Because these may happen for these or this pair of ordered pairs, but this property may not happen on certain pair of ordered pairs. If you find at least one pair of ordered pair which does not ensure the existence of or inclusion of 2, 7, then you can conclude that the relation is non-transitive. Clear? Huh?
Yes, sir.
লাস্ট
হ্যাঁ, স্যার।
বলুন স্যার।
Now come to an example. Let A be the set of all subsets of non-null set B. We define a relation on A as A R B, that is A comma B belongs to R, if A is subset of B. A is subset of B. Now see, this is reflexive because every set is subset of itself. A logical term. Since every set is subset of itself, this relation is reflexive. Is it symmetric? A subset of B does not imply B subset of A. A subset of B does not imply B subset of A. If A is subset of B, B can be subset of A if A and B are equal. But in this case, A and B, A is subset of B, that does not imply A is equal to B. So we can't claim that B is a subset of A. So it is not symmetric. Clear? Recall the properties of set theory. Next, but it is transitive. But it is transitive because A is subset of B and B is subset of C. That implies A is in C. কেন এটা A subset of B মানে এটা B এর মধ্যে ঢুকে আছে, and B is subset of C মানে B C এর মধ্যে ঢুকে আছে. That is A C এর মধ্যে ঢুকে আছে. So A is subset of C. So this relation is reflexive, transitive, but not symmetric. This relation is reflexive, transitive, but not symmetric. Now come to the second example. Second example, A is the set of all vectors on space. A or B if A dot B is equal to null, is 0. A dot B is equal to 0. Now see, A dot A is mod square, and mod square equal to 0 implies mod A 0. That is, the vector is null vector. So there on the plane there are plenty of vectors which plenty of non-null vectors. And for that case, A dot A is equal to mod square not is equal to 0. So this relation is non-reflexive. What about symmetric? This relation is symmetric because A dot B 0 implies B dot A also 0 because vector product is commutative. Vector dot product is commutative. Vector product is cross product, which is not commutative. Vector scalar product, that is dot product, is commutative. So in that case, A dot B 0 implies B dot A also 0. So this A dot B, AB belongs to R ensures that BA is also in R. So it is symmetric. Now, is it transitive? Is it transitive? Answer me. Is it transitive? That is A dot B 0, B dot C 0. Does it implies A dot C 0?
No, sir.
Nah. Why?
স্যার যদি a ডট b 0 যদি স্যার b এর ভ্যালু যদি 0 হয় কিন্তু a এর ভ্যালু যদি 4 হয় তাহলে 0 হবে আর b ডট c তে যদি b এর ভ্যালু 3 হয়
ধরো
0 হয়
এটাকে আমি ধরতে পারি 4 0,
হ্যাঁ,
বিটাকে আমি ধরলাম 0 4, একটা ভেক্টর 2D তেই ধরছি, অন স্পেস বলেছি, তাহলে 3D 0 4 0। দেখো এটা A, this is B vector. Now see A dot B is 0, 4 into 0 plus 0 into 4 plus 0.
হুম,
Now see C vector is 1 0 0. Now see B dot C is 0 into 1 0 0 0 0. But you observe that A dot C is equal to 4. A dot B 0, B dot C 0, but A dot C is 4, non-zero. So this is not transitive. Clear? This relation is not transitive.
not transitive.
If we think it geometrically, A dot B 0 means A and B are perpendicular. A and B are two perpendicular. A dot B 0. B dot C 0 means B and C are perpendicular. That means A and C may be parallel. A and C may be parallel. Maybe non-parallel, non-perpendicular. In that case also, A dot C non-zero. Clear? Space whether instead of space, if we consider vectors on a plane, then A dot B 0, B dot C 0 implies A and C are parallel. In that case, not perpendicular. Okay, so this relation is not reflexive, not transitive, but symmetric. Next example. In the next example, set is same, set of all vectors of space. A or B if A cross B is null vector. Now see, A cross B is null for any set. A cross A is null for any set. Because cross product is A cross B is mod A mod B sin theta n cap. Theta is angle between the vectors. When A and B are equal vectors, that is A cross A, angle between A and A is 0. So sin 0 is 0, so it is reflexive. So A belongs to R for all A, since A cross A is null for any vector A. So this relation is reflexive. Is it symmetric? Answer, yes. It is symmetric also. Though A cross B is minus of B cross A, and right hand side being a null vector, and null vector is the only vector which has no specific direction. Ordinarily thinking, if A be a direction from north to south, then minus B has direction south to north. So you can, from this angle, you can say that null vector and minus null vector have the opposite directions. But since it is null vector, it is direction free. It is direction free. So in that case, plus 0 vector and minus 0 vector have the same, are the same. Clear? So this is reflexive also, symmetric also. Now question, is it transitive? Answer is yes. Why? When cross product becomes 0? When the vectors are parallel. When the vectors are parallel. So this is a vector A and this is its parallel vector B. These two vectors are parallel. If A parallel to B, if we consider B parallel to C, and if we omit B, we will get A parallel to C. We will have A parallel to C. So the condition parallel is transitive. We know that. The first lane, this lane parallel to this lane parallel to this implies these two, three are first and third are parallel. So this condition is also transitive. This relation is also transitive. So first it is reflexive since A cross A is 0 for any vector A. Now A cross, since the right hand value is null vector, so A cross B and B cross A are same. Why same? Because null vector has no specific direction. You have to write these properties. Then A cross B null, that is A and B parallel. B cross C null, that is B and C are parallel support, has parallel support. So A and C has parallel support. So A cross C is also null. So it is transitive. It is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. When a function is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive, all three, it is called equivalence relation. So this relation defined by A cross B is equal to null is an equivalence relation. So if you are asked to prove that, so that this question will be like this, show that the relation on the set of vectors in space defined by A or B if A cross B is null is equivalence. This will be your question. Now come to our next example. All these are sums included in your exercise book. Now see A equal to set of all straight lines on a plane. So what are the elements we are dealing with? What are the objects we are dealing with? Few straight lines on a plane. A or B, that is A comma B belongs to R if A is perpendicular to B. Now see this example, but this function is only symmetric. Why? No line is perpendicular to itself. Is there any line which is perpendicular on itself? Is there any line? No. There is no line which is perpendicular on itself. So it is not reflexive. Symmetric, yes. If this line is perpendicular to this, if this line is perpendicular to this, this line is perpendicular. So A perpendicular B implies B perpendicular A. So this is symmetric, but this is not transitive. Why? Then it A line, it a B line perpendicular. B এর উপর যদি এটা perpendicular C line করো, দেখো এর C কি perpendicular হচ্ছে না, parallel. Then A or C are not non-perpendicular. So this relation is non-transitive, non-reflexive, but
Symmetric.
Symmetric.
if we change it to instead of perpendicular parallel, then it is an equivalence relation. It is an equivalence relation. Why? Because every line is parallel to itself. So it is reflexive. Line A is parallel to line B, implies line B is also parallel to line A. So it is symmetric. Transitive, just I discussed. A is parallel to B, B is parallel to C, then A is parallel to C. In case of line. Just few minutes back I discussed this with that. So this is the reflexive. relation, equivalence relation. Say it means set line segment. Line segment on a plane. And ARB is defined as M of A is equal to M of B. Here, small a and small b represents two straight line segment. Why I change it from line to line segment? Because the length of line is not defined. Line does not have any specific or finite length. But line segments has a finite length. So this is line segment on a plane. And MA means length of A and length of B are equal. Now see, this is also an equivalence relation.
Yes.
Every length of every line is equal to itself, length of itself. তোমার উচ্চতা তোমার সঙ্গে সমান হবে, আর কারোর সঙ্গে সমান হোক আর না, তাই তো? ট্রানজিটিভ হচ্ছে, রিফ্লেক্সিভ হচ্ছে। So it is equivalence. Next দেখো example, last example, the pause the A is equal to congruent modulo 5. A is equal to R is equal to relation. What does it means? AB such that A minus B is divisible by 5. So it contains all the ordered pair whose difference is a member of a difference is divisible by 5. Now, for this example, you should remember that 10 is divisible by 5 and also minus 10 is divisible by 5. Not only positive numbers, in case of divisibility, we also consider negative values. Now 15 is divisible by 5 and minus 15 is also divisible by 5. And 0 is divisible by any non-zero number. 0 is divisible by any non-zero number. These two results very much required to prove it an equivalence relation. Why it is reflexive? Take any number A and B, A and A. So A minus A is 0 and 0 is divisible by 5. So it is reflexive. Now see, A minus B is divisible by 5. For example, say A minus B is 10. Divisible by 5. Then B minus A is minus 10. I just told you that 10 is not only divisible by 5. Minus 10 is also divisible by 5. So if A minus B be divisible by 5, then B minus A is also divisible by 5. So this relation is reflexive. Now comes third one. A minus B divisible by 5, B minus C also divisible by 5. Does it implies A minus C is divisible by 5? It's proof. You note that. Let AB belongs to R and BC belongs to R. Now I have to prove that AC also belongs to R. That implies A minus B is equal to 5K, B minus C is equal to 5L, KL belongs to Z. Z means set of integers. Z means set of integers. So A minus B is 5K, B minus C. Now adding these two, we get A minus B plus B minus C is equal to 5 into K plus L, or A minus C is equal to 5 into M, where M is equal to K plus L belongs to Z, because K and L are integers. And we know that sum of two integers is an integer. Since A and B are integer, they are also integer. So now comes mapping. Mapping is a relation from A to B in which all elements of A has a unique image, has an unique image in B. Two words are very important. First, all elements, and second, unique image. What does it mean? It means everything of mapping. If you are to check whether a relation is mapping or not, you have to check these two things. First thing says that every element of A has image. So you have to check whether there is any element in A which does not have any image or not. If you found any element in A which has no image, then you can at once say that the relation is not a mapping. If you fail to find an element in A which does not has an image, then you have to accept that it is a mapping. Next, what does it means? Means every element has an image and every element has a single image. For example, look at the arrow diagram. Let this be the set A, this be set B. This set contains A1, A2, A3. This set contains B1, B2, B3, B4 also. There may be more than one, more. So A1 has an image, A2 has an image, but A3 does not has any image. This is arrow diagram of a relation which contains two ordered pairs, that is A1B and A2, A1B1 and A2. Since there is no image of A, this is not a mapping. If we take this, then see A3 also has a image. A1, A2, A3, all of them, all elements has an image. Now I have to check whether there is any element in A which has multiple image or not. Now see, A1 has one image, that is B1. A2 has one image, B2. A3 also has a single image, that is B3. Two images, note that. Remember that two images may be equal. Images may be equal, but P images may not be equal. Clear? Now see P images. It only image. If we consider this mapping, this relation, now see all of A has image, and since A2 has multiple image, except A2, all other have single image. Since A2 has more than one image, this is not a mapping. To check whether the relation is mapping or not, we have to check these two things. Whether all elements has an image. Number two, whether there is an image with multiple element in A with multiple image or not. Clear? This is stated in this definition. This what I tried to. Now comes type of mappings. Different type of mappings. Number one. Constant mapping. Constant mapping. In it, all elements of A has same image. Same image. Look at the example. A contains element A1, A2, A3. B, B1, B2, B3, B4. So A1 has image B1, A2 has image B1, A3 also has image B1. Now see, this is a mapping. Since all elements has an image and no element has multiple image. So this is a mapping. But see, all the images are same. All have same image. So this represents a constant mapping or constant function. Sometimes we call a mapping a function. So function or mappings are synonyms. Clear? Clear? Now example of a constant function. Let F be a function or mapping. A mapping from 0 to pi by 2 open interval to R defined by Fx is equal to box of sin x. Now see, since x belongs to 0, open 0 to pi by 2, x is not is equal to 0 and not is equal to 1. But it lies from between 0 to 1. So x is proper fraction, sin x is proper fraction. So its box function is always 0. So this represents a constant function. So there are plenty of such examples. Now we'll define two special type of functions. One is into, another is onto. Onto has two other names. Surjection or surjective function, mapping or function. What is into mapping or into function? If range of F, range means set of images, is a proper subset of B, that indicates that there is at least one element in B which has no P image, and this proves the onto if range is covers whole of B, that is range is B. So in that case, all elements of B has a P image. In that case, there is one or more element which has no image, P image. In this case, all elements has P image. This is the difference between these two. Clear? 1, 1. Simply, we write it by 1, 1. It has a special name, injection or injective mapping or function. What does it means? Means fx1 is equal to fx2 implies x1 is equal to x2 only. When this condition is satisfied, that is image of two elements on the left hand side set, that is are equal, that means the elements are equal. So that In simple words, different elements in A has different image. Different element in A has different image. For example, look at the arrow diagram. It is A, X, Y, Z. This is B, P, Q, R, S, T. Say X has image P, Y has image Q, and Z has image Q also. Now see, this is not one because two different elements has same image. Two different element has same image. So it is not one. If we draw it like this, Z to A R. Now see, all elements has different images. All element has different images. So it is one. So we learned about constant mapping, into mapping, onto or subjective mapping, one-one or injective mapping or injection. Don't visit a pharmacy shop and call them to give me a one-one mapping. Ask them for a one-one mapping. Just ask them for an injection instead. They won't understand this. Okay. Acha, recording ka chalu kore dichi. Recording on. Now we consider 4 examples of mappings. 4 examples of mappings. 1, 2, 3, and 4. In the first, we observe that X, Y, and Z has images. X and Y has same image. So it is not 1, 1. It is not on 2 because Q, S, and T has no image. So if we take its inverse relation, now observe that the inverse relation is not a mapping. It violates the 2 conditions of being a mapping. First, P has multiple image. Second, Q, S, and T has no image. So the inverse is not a mapping. Relation, always relation. Now consider this example. In this, X, Y, and Z has distinct images. But it is 1, 1, but it is not on, since R has no image. There is no arrow hitting R. So if we consider its inverse, then what we will say? The inverse is not a mapping because R don't have a image. Don't have an image. So it does not fulfill the conditions of being a mapping. In the third example, the set A is XYZ, B is PQ. Now see, if we consider the mapping X to P, Y to Q, and Z to Q. Now see, the mapping is not 1, 1 since Y and Z has same image, but it is on 2. This mapping is on 2 or not 1, 1. 1, 1 on. This mapping is 1, 1 but not on 2. Eta neither 1, 1 nor on 2. Neither 1, 1 nor on 2. In all the 3 cases, we observe that the inverse relation is not a mapping. Inverse relation is not a mapping. But in this example, see that A has image P, B has R, C has Q, so the relation is or mapping is 1, 1 and 1. If we take its inverse, see, inverse is also a mapping. So when these examples show that when inverse of a mapping exists, or what are the conditions to fulfill to having an inverse of a mapping, it is nothing but the mapping should be 1, 1 as well as on. Mapping should be 1, 1 as well as on. You may face the question like this. A set is given, two sets A and B are given, a relation from A to B or mapping from A to B is given. You have to show that the mapping is invertible, that is its inverse exists. That means you have to show that the mapping is both 1, 1 and 1, 2. That is a bijection. I take some examples. From R to R, two functions are different. I have to check the existence of inverse of the functions. To check the existence of inverse of the functions, I have to check whether the functions are 1, 1 or 1, 1 on 2 or not. The functions to have inverse, they must be 1, 1 and on 2. Now, look at the process of checking 1, 1. So check of 1, 1. That is injective property. Let fx1 is equal to fx2. Let fx1 is equal to fx2. That implies 2x1 square plus 3x1 minus 2 is equal to 2x2 square plus 3x2 minus 2. Minus 2 cancels. Or 2 into x1 plus x2 into x1 minus x2 plus 3 into x1 minus x2 is equal to 0. Or x1 minus x2 into 2x1 plus 2x2 plus 3 is equal to 0. That implies x1 is equal to x2 or x1 is equal to minus of 2x2 plus 3 by 2. Now see that x1 is equal to x2. x1, x2 belongs to R. So if x2 belongs to R, this is belongs to R. So there are two solutions. Two solutions. x1 is equal to x2 and x1 is equal to this. So x1 is equal to x2 is not the only real solution. Note my words. X1 is equal to x2 is not the unique only real solution. X1 is equal to x2 is not the only real solution. There is another real solution also. So not 1, 1. So the relation is not 1. Since it is not 1, 1, whether it is on 2 or not, it is not, its inverse does not exist. The inverse does not exist. That we are confirmed because it is not 1. Two conditions to be fulfilled. It should be 1, 1 and 1, 2. If it slips any condition, then it is not inverted. So it is not inverted. So we have reached our conclusion. This is one method. This is general method, forming an equation and solving and showing that x1 is equal to x2 is not the only solution. That establishes that the function is not 1. There is another method, second method. If you, using your intuition, find two values of x for two distinct values of x for which fx are equal, then it is proved. Now see, 2 into 2 is 4. We can factorize it. 2x square plus 4x minus x minus 2. That is 2x minus 1 into x plus 2. Now see, x is equal to half gives this value 0 and x is equal to minus 2 also gives value 0. So alternate method of showing this function is not 1, 2, 1, 1. We can show that f of half is 0, is equal to f of minus 2, but half not is equal to minus 2. That implies f is not 1, 1. This much is enough to prove that the mapping is not 1, 1. If you are asked to show that this mapping is not on, what we have to show? You have to find one, the exact one, only one value is there. One value in R, so that this is equal to that value. Say value you chosen 10. So this is equal to 10 has no solution. You have to select a value in R so that this is equal to that value has no solution. And how we do this? Using the properties of quadratic equation, you can find the least or maximum value of this. If you find that it's like maximum, for example, if you your calculation shows that its minimum value is 10, minimum value is 10, so it acquires the value more than 10, 10 to onwards then if you choose 5 from there, so this is equal to 5, don't have any real solution. If you consider any value less than 10, then this is equal to that value has no real solution. If you find that it has a maximum value 10, so you take a value number from R which is more than 10, say 20. So this is equal to 20 will not have any real solution. That is sufficient to show that this mapping is not on. This way we prove this. Next question. Similarly, if you proceed similarly, you can see that x1 is equal to x2 is the only solution. In that case, because it will be a cubic relation, and x1 minus x2 will be common, and in the bracket there will be a quadratic expression involving x1 and x2, and from that we can prove that this quadratic part has no real solution, all complex solutions. This sum we'll do in our next class. Today we don't have enough time to discuss this sum. You will remember me, sir, do the sum of the previous class. Okay? Any question?